What lessons and best practices can we learn from the hotel industry? That's going to be the subject of this video. Welcome, my beautiful people. Fernando David here. For the last, I'd say 3 to 4 months, I've been doing a lot of traveling, and I've been staying in both short-term rentals and hotels. And it got me thinking where we as short-term rental operators are dropping the ball. I want to make this video so that we can learn and we can look at what has made hotels successful, and we can replicate that. So it's going to be about, I think, 10 things that we're going to talk about right now, but it's extremely important that you understand that we in the short-term rental business are in the hospitality business, and we need to treat that as a hospitality business and business in general, right? Before I go on, I hope you're not hearing all this construction noise. I'm in beautiful Cartagena, Colombia. As you can see from the background, it is gorgeous here, but I'm in the historic center of Cartagena. Very noisy, very loud. There's a lot of construction. There's a lot of development here. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to acquire more properties here in Cartagena. But anyways, hopefully it's not a distraction. So let me get back to the video. There's one thing that we definitely could take from the hotel industry, and that some of you truly are lacking in this, and that's professionalism. There is a level of professionalism within hotels that it's standardized, right? That is expected from the general public. We should expect that from ourselves in the short-term rental game, and we should be doing the same. Good or bad, right now, the short-term rental business is booming all over the world. Airbnb is finally profitable. Airbnb has steadily increased the amount of properties on their platform. Now, for some of you, that's a bad thing, because for some of you, that's more competition. Now, I like competition because competition makes us better. But for some of you who are not professional, and this is why this is the first thing I want to talk about, you're going to get hurt in this industry. You are going to struggle in this industry if you don't up your game. So being professional, and by being professional, here's the key that hotels are very good at. They're very good at timely communication. They're very good at explaining and be clear and transparent about their policies, and they're very good and very efficient at problem solving. Those 3 key things you need to be very good at if you're going to be in this game. Professionalism is number 1 that we can take away from short-term rentals. The next thing is going to be cleanliness, right? The standard of having a clean property. You should be very consistent. You should have a standardized policy, and your cleaners should know exactly what to do when they get there. And it doesn't matter if they're cleaning a 1-bedroom apartment or they're cleaning a 10-bedroom, 10-bath house. The standards should be the same. Professionalism within that cleaning should be the same. Hotels are very good at that. In addition to that, if you can add and standardize the stuff that you have there in terms of your towels, your linen, your bedding, your cups, plates, etc., make it standard. As a business, it's going to help you be a better business or an operator within your business, but it's also going to help your staff. If something breaks or something becomes missing, a towel becomes stained, a sheet gets stained, a cup breaks, a plate breaks, it's very simple or easier to get that stuff replaced because you have a standard for it, right? Meaning everything should look the same in terms of what you buy and what you put in your property, and in terms of when it comes to cleaning. No, let me just be clear. I'm talking about cleaning right now. The next thing that we can take away from hotels is a lot of people will choose a hotel because the amenities the hotel has. For example, a lot of higher-end hotels will have spas, they'll have nice pools, sauna, jacuzzi, gyms. So they have that. They also will provide, most hotels now will have restaurants, bars. Some of that stuff I can't expect you to have, and no one that rents a short-term rental should expect something like that unless they're renting a higher-end property. But it doesn't matter if you have a 1-bedroom apartment or 10-bedroom house, you should still provide certain amenities that are crucial for travelers, right? If you follow my channel, you know I'm big on coffee stations. Have a very robust, awesome coffee station. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a 1-bedroom apartment. You can still have an awesome coffee station. And oftentimes, it can be better than when someone goes to a hotel, because at a hotel, the little coffee pot that they give you in the room sucks. You can have a very good coffee maker, espresso machine. I mean, you can go all out, but the better your coffee station, the better the experience is going to be for that guest. Now, other amenities like spas, gyms, etc. If you can provide that, awesome. But you personally don't have to do it. I recommend that you partner up with local gyms, with bike shops, car rentals, restaurants, anything around very close by to your property. If you can partner up with those businesses and offer that to your guests, I'm not saying to offer it for free. There could be a cost involved, but at the very least, offer it when they go to that place, especially if they mention they're coming from your property or mention your name. That property owner will know they're coming from you, and then maybe that property owner can give you or your guest a 10% discount or 10% kickback, however you want to work that. But I highly recommend that you do that. The next is going to be, it sounds simple, but for some of you, you're lacking. And I just experienced what I'm about to talk about. Your check-in and check-out processes should be as smooth and as clear as possible. Can't express that enough. I recently stayed at a short-term rental in which that wasn't the case. I notified the host that I was going to be arriving late. I was going to be arriving at 10 o'clock at night, and the host simply dropped the ball because it was an apartment building in which you were required to check in at the security desk. I get to the security desk, and the host forgot to provide my name. So they would not give me access to the property because my name was not registered. It took me about 2 hours to finally get a hold of the host so that the host can add me to that registration and I could be allowed inside. 2 hours wasted, 2 hours that could have been avoided had that host been a little bit more professional and had been clear with that checkout process. Hotels are very good at this, but here's where we have an advantage. Doesn't matter what hotel you go to, most of them, if not all, you have to check in, meaning you have to go to the front desk to get the keys. And while you're in that front desk, they're going to make you sign paperwork, they're going to take your documents, especially if you go overseas. Like here in Colombia, you go to any hotel here, they're going to take your passport. You got to give them the name of who's traveling with you. They have to provide their passport. You have to sign certain documents. It's easy, but it's not a fast process. We have a huge advantage of that because we can do everything remote. We can provide that information before the guest gets there. Pay attention when they get there if they have problems, but they can easily go to the property and walk right in, no problems. And that's not the case with the hotels. So we have a big leg up on that. But the problem is a lot of us are not true professionals and we're dropping the ball there. The next one I already kind of touched on, and that's creating a local partnership or collaboration with businesses. This is huge, people. I'm a big fan of this because it's a great way to increase the guest experience, and it could be a good way for you to make some money, especially if you're a very good negotiator. You probably could negotiate a kickback from these restaurants, right? A referral fee, or maybe even some vouchers that you can get with some discount codes on it. But there's a lot you could probably do if you just went out there and talked to the local business owners. The next is going to be another big one. As you know, in the short-term rental industry, we're very reliant on reviews, and encouraging your guests to give feedback and give you positive reviews is important. The hotels do a very good job at this. I know every time I stay in the hotel, I get all these emails, can you fill out this survey? Reminder to give a 5-star review. I mentioned this before, but I'm going to reiterate this because it's very important. If you let a guest know, especially as soon as they checked out, you let a guest know, I hope we provided you that 5-star experience that you were expecting. If we did, can you please provide us a 5-star review? And in return, we're going to do the same for you, right? That short sentence or that short little paragraph that I just mentioned will give you a very high ROI in terms of reviews. Because a lot of people, once they're conscious of the fact that you're going to write them a review, they're not going to want to give you a bad review. But let me take a step back and let's talk about that guest experience and when does it start and how that last message about giving you a review will be a result of what you did prior to that. I'm going to give you a quick analogy here. I was taught a long time ago by my father, if I want to have sex with my partner, my wife, girlfriend, if you have a girlfriend, doesn't matter. If you want to increase your chances of having sex with your partner, that starts from the moment you get up. Foreplay for women doesn't happen just when you get into the bedroom. It starts way before that. That same analogy applies to a guest. That positive guest experience, that foreplay starts the moment they send you an inquiry. You should reply quickly. Hotels are very good at this. They will respond immediately. Even if you get on their platform and you start clicking around, if you get off, chances are you're going to receive a message. Hey, some type of advertising is going to be coming to your phone saying, hey, you may want to look at this room, you may want to look at this destination. You want to do the same. The moment they send you the inquiry, reply quickly. Once they book, be clear in your communication while that booking process is going. When they're in your property, ask them how are things going, so that you're creating that atmosphere of what you're trying to provide or what you're trying to get, which is that good guest experience, so that when it's time to write this review, chances are you're going to mitigate a lot of problems. The likelihood of you getting a 5-star review increases. Very important, people. Can't express that enough. The next one, another area in which hotels do a very good job, is making the guests feel safe and secure. Safety and security should be paramount. And even though hotels have the ability to have security guards, you can make your guests feel secure by adding security cameras on the outside, by adding deadbolts to your doors, by adding locks to your bedrooms, exterior lights at night, right? Motion detectors. There's a lot that you can add to your property so that your guests can feel safe. Be very safety conscious when it comes to that. We want that guest to feel like they're safe and they're going to be fine when they visit your property. The next, very important, it's going to be this. Hotels are very good at this, and that is keeping the property maintained. Some of you are going to say, hey, I don't have the luxury to have a full-time maintenance person. You're 100% right, but you can still inspect the property regularly. When something's not right, something's loose, you can tighten it. When something needs to be touching up in terms of paint, you can do that. If something breaks, you better have a handyman or a maintenance person in your Rolodex so that you can call them and they can come fix that immediately. Right? You don't want little problems to become big problems in this game. So be on top of your maintenance. Again, we have the luxury that we have a maintenance staff. So anything happens, my staff can respond immediately. But I understand some of you may not have that luxury, but you yourself, if you're not handy, you better have someone that can respond quickly to take care of problems. Here's one thing you need to understand. When a toilet backs up, that guest doesn't want to wait till the next day to get that fixed. When the refrigerator, the AC, when those major appliances go out, they don't want to wait till the next day for that to be fixed. So it's very important that you have someone that can respond and respond quickly when a maintenance issue comes about. But it's easier just to maintain it, people. Keep everything up to date and you'll never have something, or not say never. The likelihood of something happening major, something major happening is less likely. Now let's talk about you or your staff if you have a staff. You should do a lot of customer service training. There's a lot of free stuff on YouTube. I'm a big fan. Anyways, let me backtrack. There's a lot of stuff related to customer service that you can get for free on YouTube. I highly recommend you train yourself, or if you have a staff, you train them on how to properly respond and talk to and treat your guests. I'm a big fan of Disney. Disney does a phenomenal job at this. If you want a case study on excellent customer service, study Disney, right? But make sure you have that. The next, I briefly mentioned this in the beginning in terms of professionalism, but transparency is going to be critical. Be very transparent with your guests. Be clear with your policies, your cancellation policy. If you, like us, we charge deposits, we charge for pets. Be clear on that and be upfront so that they're not surprised when they're checking in and you're asking for money. That's going to be critical, that you are as transparent as possible. But here's an area in which many of you fail to address. If you have any deficiency with your property, your neighborhood, or within your listing, be upfront with that. What you don't want to do is have your guests come to your property with high expectations and you not meet them. I hope this information was useful. If it was, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, follow me on Instagram because that's where I spend most of my time and I communicate most with my followers on Instagram. Buy me a coffee if you want to have discussion with me or want to ask me a question. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.